Hey, Brian Miller here, author, speaker, magician, podcast host, and audio nerd. And welcome to Audio for Content Creators, where we help you sound better and level up for all your content creation needs. This is the final video in this three-part series on how to do vocal processing in post-production, how I do it, because it's one of the most common questions I get, is how do you process voices in post-production? I talked you through subtractive EQ in the first video. We talked about compression and additive EQ in the second video, and now I'm going to show you how to take that narration and merge it with background music, which is something a lot of people really struggle to do because it's not intuitive. It's not just choosing the levels relative to each other. There's a handful of tricks that we use to actually balance the voice, a spoken word or narration, with background music in a way that doesn't feel like they're competing or that one's simply sitting on top of the other, which is the most common amateur sound that I hear, especially on YouTube, which is that the background music feels like it's here and then the voice is sitting on top of it, but they're not part of the same world. They're not part of the same tone. So let me play for you the unprocessed and then the processed. So we're going to play for you the completely unprocessed clip here. This is an introduction clip for my podcast, Beyond Networking, because I did a rebrand between seasons, changed up the music and the tone a little bit, and I wanted a 30-second intro that I could shove at the beginning of every single episode that kind of explains what the podcast is and who it's for. So I'm not going to walk through all the vocal processing that we've already done because that's in the previous two videos, so you can check those out here or in the links in the description. So let's listen to the unmixed. So the voice has been processed now. The vocal's been processed, but the vocals and the music are not mixed. All I've done is lower the level of the music to somewhere around the right level, but that's it. All I've done is what most people stop there, right? Most people lower the music until it's quiet enough that it doesn't compete with the voice, and that's it. We're going to do a whole lot more than that. So here it is, unmixed. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. If you learn to weave a network of people who trust you, who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go Beyond Networking. This is mixed. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. If you learn to weave a network of people who trust you, who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go Beyond Networking. Okay, so I'm hoping you could really hear the difference. There's quite a substantial difference between those two, and mostly it's that processed one I've already done. It just feels like the voice and the music, they sit together. They exist in the same universe as opposed to this voice over here and this music over here that have nothing to do with each other. They're just playing at the same time. So that's what we're going to do now. The first thing is, of course, to do what I've already done here, which is adjust the level of the music. So if I had not done that, this is the music. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. If you learn to weave a network of people who... So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is what I just did, is I'm going to play them together and just pull the music down until it sounds like I can hear the voice clearly, like I can really hear what it's saying at all times. So let me show you if I went further than that, if I took it down even further, which a lot of people do. They take it down too far. Here's what happens. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. If you learn to weave a network of people who trust you. Okay, so you see what happens when I take it down to that level? It does make the voice stand out more. You can clearly hear it, but now they just sound like they're in totally separate universes. They sound like you're hearing someone speak, and in the background on their phone, someone's listening to a song, right? That's not what we're going for here if you're going for real production value. So I think this -12 is the right level. The problem we're going to have is in this song, towards the end of it, those horns come in, and those horns are much louder than the rest of the song. Listen with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. See, those horns come in loud, and they're sticking out. They're louder than the rest of the song, and suddenly, this is the wrong volume. But if you only have the volume knob, if you only have the fader to play with and no other tools, then you're not going to be able to do anything for that. You're going to have to choose the whole song at the lower level or the whole song at the higher level, and either it's going to be too quiet in the beginning and fine at the end, or fine in the beginning and too loud at the end. So, what's the answer? Well, the answer is volume automation. So we're going to click our automation tab, and again, no matter what software you're in, you have some way to do this. It might be called envelope in Audacity. And I'm going to do some volume automation. So what I have here is this line where I can put points on it, and I can totally change the volume anywhere I want as often as I want, right? I can make it here. Look at this. What is this? Look at it. All right, so that's some nonsense. Let's back that off. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to look for the spot the horns come in, and as they come in, I'm going to counteract them getting louder by dropping off the volume at the exact same time. So listen. Okay, right here, they start to come in. So I'm going to make 2 points, and I'm going to back it off by, I don't know, let's say, back it off by 3 decibels. I'm at -12 here. Let's back it off as the horns come in by 3 decibels. I'm trying to just keep them at the same volume the rest of the song has been by counteracting it. Could probably even back it off a little bit more than that. Let's try backing off by 5 decibels. Cool. Okay, so now let's listen with the voice. Let's do it with the automation off and then on. Buy from you or work with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. Okay, so competing. Now let's do it with the automation on. Buy from you or work with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. Cool. Okay, so that definitely works. But then the narration stops and we just get the fade out, and I want that fade out to be louder and more powerful, especially because those horns come in. I designed it specifically so the horns come in right as I'm saying that last line. And so what I want here, let's go beyond networking. That hit, I want that to get louder again. So I'm gonna make my automation points and bring it back to 12, maybe even louder than that. Maybe I'll bring it back. Whoa, mistake. I'll bring it back to maybe -10. And so I'm hoping that right as the voice finishes, the horn, I'm going to let the horns get louder again. Beyond networking. Cool. Okay, so listen to without the automation. Let's go beyond networking. Versus with automation. Let's go beyond networking. There we go. So here's the end of it with no automation or work with you. So what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. All right, now let's do it with automation. Buy from you or work with you. So what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. So we've mostly taken care of what we need to. We have in terms of the music itself, the music's at the right level. And then when it's jumping all over the place, we're using volume automation to control when and where it's getting louder and quieter to play off of the voice, because the voice is the most important thing. It's the narration. It's what we need to listen to. Now, one of the ways that you're able to sit the voice with the music better is this really, really clever trick. And this is not going to be intuitive for most people. I'm going to grab my EQ plugin here, my favorite FabFilter plugin, the Q2. So this EQ plugin is sitting on the music. It's only touching the music. I'm going to take the spot of the human voice that is the most prominent, which is the mid-range, which is also where most music is prominent, the mid-range. Mid-range is where everything lives, which is why we have this saying in the audio industry, mid equals mud. Most instruments exist in the mid-range as their prominence. So the music's in the mid-range, the voice is in the mid-range, they're competing with each other. That's part of the problem. So what if I took out just some of the mid-range of the music? It wouldn't make for good listening on its own, but when you sit the voice in there, it's going to balance the two together, and almost like we're going to create a pocket in the music where the voice is going to sit, right? You've got the music, we're going to put a pocket in the mid-range and then sit the voice right in it. So instead of them sitting on top of each other, they're going to be sitting together. This is a really weird, is this the thumbnail? The trick for this is if you have an EQ plugin that allows you to adjust the mid-side instead of the left-right. So let me bring this up so you can see this a little better. The mid-side instead of the left-right. I'm going to drop down right in the mids, so 500, 500 hertz is about the mids. I'm going to drop, 2.5 decibels or something like that. And I'm going to set this to the mids. So what I'm doing is in my music track, I'm taking out, this is interesting, the mids of the mid side and the mids of the frequencies are two different mids that we're talking about. Mid side means I can adjust the middle of the stereo spectrum, the left, right, the stereo spectrum is left, right, okay? You should be looking at left, right. And then there's the middle where the voice and bass guitar and drum, or like snare drums and stuff like that, kick drums, they all sit here. I don't care about adjusting the stuff that's out here on the sides, the left and right, the cymbals crashing over here, the guitar that's over here. I don't care about that because I care about the voice. The voice is in the center and the voice is what I'm trying to balance. So mid-side allows me to adjust the EQ of the sides or the mids without the other one. So either the sides or the mids. So I'm adjusting just the mids by choosing mid-side and selecting mids, which is right here, as opposed to the sides. So I'm adjusting the mids, the middle of the stereo track, and I'm scooping out some of the mid frequencies, totally different mids, the mid frequencies right here. So let's just listen to the music by itself with this off and then on. Okay, so that's with it off. Now with it on, you'll hear there's going to be a scoop in the mid-range frequencies just in the center of the track. Can you hear how there's only stuff going on the sides and a lot of those middle frequencies aren't in the center anymore? It's weird. You should hear it now. Okay, what that means is now that we've scooped out, say, 2 decibels out of the mids, 2 to 2.5, I can increase the overall level of the music by 2 or 2.5 decibels because now there's a pocket. There's a pocket where 2 or 2.5 decibels in the mids has been scooped out, and that's where the voice is mostly sitting. So now let's turn this off and listen to the voice versus the music, and then we'll turn it on and listen to the voice versus the music. Who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. And now, who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. So can you hear how even though the music got louder, you could still hear the voice just as clearly? That's the beauty of using this technique. I think I might have overdone it. I'm going to back the music off to 1.5 decibels here. And who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. So now we've really got this working together. And if you wanted to be, you could be done pretty much right now. But I'm going to do one more little trick that's so wonderful, which is I'm going to add a tiny, very, very tiny amount of reverb to the vocal track so that without you even realizing it, it feels like it blends in with the music. The music has reverb in it, right? Music is recorded in spaces. Even if it's not actually recorded in the physical space in the real world anymore, there's a lot of reverb that's been added to tie the music to itself. Well, we want to tie the voice to the music. So I'm going to fake it by basically grabbing some reverb. So let's choose, what reverb do I want? Let's just use Reverb. Again, you use yours. I'm not going to talk you through too much of this, what I'm doing right now, but I'm just adjusting my reverb to make it a relatively short reverb, put it a little bit far away from the fake wall that we're imagining is there. I'm going to make it a kind of a medium-sized room because it sounds like a jazz band would be in, like we're hearing, or a big band would be in. I'm going to adjust the timing. I don't want the reverb to linger for very long. Let's hear how that sounds on just the voice here. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you. Okay, so that's a little bit too much. I'm going to back off how much of it, but I think it's the right sound. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking. It's like, hey, weren't we trying to get rid of the reverb before if you record in a space that's got echo? Yes, because the echo you're getting in your home office or your living room or your bedroom is not acoustically pleasing echo, as opposed to the reverb that we're creating here in post is designed to be acoustically pleasing. It's designed to be emulating truly good acoustic environments. And now, with that on, it should feel like the voice fits with the music. Let's listen. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. Okay, I backed it off a little bit, as you might have heard. So let's take everything off and listen without everything we've done in the past 3 videos, and then we'll listen with everything we've done for the past 3 videos. So the automation is disabled right now. There's no plugins, there's no reverb, there's nothing. No processing, no automation, nothing. Here is how we started. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. If you learn to weave a network of people who trust you, who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. And now the big moment. All plugins on, every moment of post-processing, including the volume automation that we've done for the past 3 videos. Here it is, the final result. Hello and welcome to Beyond Networking, the show where we help you build a sustainable career in an unpredictable world. If you learn to weave a network of people who trust you, who feel heard, understood, and valued in your presence, there will always be someone willing to hire you, buy from you, or work with you. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go beyond networking. And there are a few little secrets that I have not bothered to go into here that involve using inserts on the master bus and post inserts on the master bus. That is not a topic for this video. It's not even really a topic for this channel. It's something I might add in an advanced course in the future, a follow-up course, an advanced course that comes after the Audio 101 for content creators course that I have at audio101.info. If these 3 videos were helpful to you, please subscribe, hit the like button, share with people who need to know this stuff. Comment below, let me know what you want to learn in the future. And if you're confused about anything, let me know where I lost you. That said, my name is Brian Miller. This is Audio for Content Creators, and I'll see you next time. Almost forgot my outro there. I feel like I started doing my podcast outro for a second. This is Beyond Networking. Woo! Done.